welcome back to Normalizing Mental Health. My name's Darcy. Um, so I'm hoping that you enjoyed my first video. Hopefully it gave you a little bit of insight into what I'm hoping to do here. Um, I'm just going to jump right into things. So I did ask a few of my people that I know, a few of my friends, family, the kind of topics that they wanted me to talk about. So one of the ones that hit home was stigma. Stigma is huge, guys. It exists everywhere, especially with mental health. I have a lot of experience with this, as my diagnoses when I had my breakdown is probably one of the most stigmatized mental health issues out there, and that's borderline personality disorder, otherwise known as BPD. Um, Man, I'm telling you, when I got that diagnosis and I started reading up online about it, I honestly thought I was a monster because so much information out there was so negative. There were books written from caregivers' perspective of how evil and horrible and mean and just nasty people were who had borderline personality disorder. So it took me a little while to actually start doing my own research and talking to fellow borderline personality disorders, people who were living with it. Hello, Athens. This is my cat. Um, uh, Talking to other people with borderline, I realized that stigma is very inaccurate. I am not going to sit here and say that everyone with borderline personality disorder is nonviolent, because I do know that there are situations and I do know that there are types of personality disorders where there is violence involved. So I am not saying by any means that all people with BPD are nonviolent, but for the most part, the people that I know and knowing myself, borderline personality disorder is not a disorder to be afraid of. It is one that if you have someone in your life or if you've been diagnosed with it, it's something you really need to do your research on. Borderline, really, to sum it up nicely, to sum it up evenly and just put it out there, it's you feel 1,000 times more than any other person that you know. So if something were to happen to me, the way that I will react to it and the way I feel about it is going to be a whole different reaction to what most people will, because they don't feel it the way that I do. Most people with borderline also have the innate sense to be able to pick up very, very, very minute details. And it's actually kind of a kick in the butt, because you pick up things and then most people that I know who have borderline, we just let it steamroll and it just becomes a nightmare. We can literally make a mountain out of a molehill. It's a very tough disorder because it stunts your emotional growth. It's usually brought on by some form of trauma. And it's been around for a very long time. It's been in the I think it's called the DSM. Anyways, it's the manual that most doctors use in order to diagnose. It's been in there for a very long time. And it's still a really misunderstood mental health condition. And the thing is there's usually other conditions that kind of go hand in hand with it. Hence the reason why they call it borderline. A lot of the people that I know, they suffer with social anxiety. They deal with everyday anxiety. They deal with panic attacks. I was a huge weight on my shoulders was paranoia. I constantly felt like I had to be on guard, like as if my life was always going to be at stake. And that's really hard for somebody who doesn't live with paranoia to understand. Um, but the good thing is I had an amazing psychologist, and she once told me that my paranoia was actually the one thing that was keeping me alive. It was alerting me to be aware when I was in dangerous situations. And, well, anybody who knows me from the past knows that I tend to put myself in dangerous situations a lot, because that is a side effect to borderline personality disorder. Um, a lot of emotional dysregulation happens. So, really, the reason why I'm telling you all this is I want you to realize that there's a lot of stigma out there, and it's not just towards borderline personality disorder. I'm going to try on touch on a lot of different disorders, and I will definitely be speaking to people to make sure that I'm well versed. So don't worry, I'm not just going to wing it. But I did want you to realize that borderline, it's actually quite common, and it's one of the highest suicide. It has the highest one of the highest suicide rates. And I think that's really sad. I think the fact that suicide is becoming so rampant in society in general, I think that's really big flags that need to go up. So anyone who knows anyone who has borderline, you may find that it's really hard to feel like everything's going to be good and everything's going to be great from here on out, because we're very deep thinkers. And all I can say is it wasn't an easy road, okay? I'm not going to lie to anyone here. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, yeah, recovery is so simple, because it's not. It takes a lot of hard work. But you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days, just like everyone else. Like, we're human beings. And I think we've all gotten into the habit of putting ourselves, like, the expectations we put on ourselves are so high. We have to look perfect. We have to act perfect. We have to talk perfect. We have to make sure that everyone loves us. And that comes from a fear of abandonment, which a lot of people with borderline have. It is doable. You can get through it, guys. Reach out. Reach out to whoever you can. If you can't reach out to anybody, just reach out to me. I'll post my email address so that if you need someone to talk to and you don't have anybody out there, just reach out to me then, okay? I don't care if I don't know you. I don't care if you're halfway across the world. The worst thing that people can feel when they're dealing with any kind of illness is feeling like they're alone. And if I can take that away from anyone, that that sense of loneliness, then I'm more than happy to do that. I really wish everyone is safe and happy. And if not happy, at least putting things into perspective, into real perspective. It's really easy for us to look at an issue and just let it take over our lives. And I'm just here to kind of tell you guys, if you can just take some time for yourself, okay? Allow yourself to be human, allow yourself to feel. And one thing I'm hoping through all this is everyone learning that it's going to be okay. It's never the end of the road. And when you feel like there's nobody out there, if you look hard enough, there's going to be someone who's going to hold their hand out to you. And like I said, if you don't have that person, then look in the comment below. I'll post my email, and I really hope that together we can get through this and we can normalize mental health. I wish you guys all the best. I hope you have a good night. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon.